Hello folks, Matt here again. As always, Mia running around chewing on sticks, aren't you? Wah, okay. Came out today. I have my army tent and the stove that you guys seen in the last video, the video where I announced the winner of the giveaway. The tent that I have I got 2 years ago. I've never even set it up. I done a quick inspection with it laying on the floor of the garage, but I have no idea what kind of state it's in, whether or not it's even going to stay up. So I decided to come somewhere close. You can probably hear there's a chainsaw going off. There's a couple of cabins up the dirt road. My car is just right here behind the camera. So I didn't want to stray too far in case you know, anything went sideways in the middle of the night, the tent fell apart and whatnot. And also, as you can see, there's no snow to put it on my sled and drag it in anywhere, which is what I wanted to do, especially considering, even though it certainly don't look like it, this is still winter. I believe today is technically the last day of the winter. It's -1 out now, and the sun, right we're on 2 in out of the wind, it feels like it's about 8 or 10 degrees for sure. But we're going to set it up anyways and see if we can find some dead standing trees. This area is, I'm not far from town, so this area is picked pretty clean of most firewood, but if I can scrounge up a few sticks, something to burn in the tent later on, and at the very least just try it out. If everything goes well and the tent holds up, I'm planning on spending the night here, so see how it goes. So, as you can see, I managed to get everything guyed out. Single pole inside. I used a lot of cordage. Made some stakes. Couldn't film any of it because the batteries died. So I had to finish that off while I charged them up. So I ran from the top loop down around the stake, back up to the bottom loop, and tied a taut line hitch. It's an adjustable knot, so if anything comes slack I can just tighten it. I just laid some rocks around the snow skirt. I didn't bother pulling that one out. Everything else is good enough. Over here I tied off to the trees, again with the taut line hitch. Focus. Or not. It's cool too. And I got everything pulled out nice and taut around the stove jack. Now, as you can see, this tent has lots of holes in it. All small holes, but that's alright. Good ventilation. That's my pillow hanging there. It got a little bit damp. Anyways, these holes are easy enough to fix. A little bit of tape on the inside, a little bit of aqua seal on the outside. Good to go. Lots of fence up top. That's my light I got hanging there. Nice comfy chair, table, dandy book. One of my 4 Adam Schultz books. A Canoe barrel, doubles as a seat or an end table. A pile of wood. Kettle on. She's going.
devourad eggs.
I brought my MSR Whisperlight liquid fuel stove. I brought it just in case. Again, first time ever using, aside from when I burned it in, it's the first time ever using a stove. So I didn't know if it would get hot enough to be able to cook on, or consistent enough heat. And this wood is just anything good down here was picked clean long ago. There's not much down here for good wood for burning. The old dog there, sound asleep. Cheers, folks. So supper's gone. I'm tending to the fire, trying to get used to the stove. All these stoves are different. It doesn't matter if you spend $200-300 or you pick one up or Princess out over $60 like I did. They can be pretty finicky. Takes a long time. The one excuse me, This one that I bought doesn't come with a grate on the bottom. I think every video that I've ever seen with stoves, to get them to burn as efficiently as you can, to get real good draft and good ventilation circulation, is you need a screen on the bottom. So I just got a small, I think it's like a cooling rack for baking. I cut that in half, threw that down the bottom. It seems to be burning a little bit better than the first time that night that I burned it out in the yard. But I need to get a heavier gauge screen and hopefully get it to lift up a little bit higher. But it seems to be burning half decent there now. It's not supposed to be very windy this evening either, so a lot of times when it's windy, the extra draft will just eat up the wood really fast. So it's burning half decent now, so I'll just keep the wood to it. I've got more than enough wood here. Definitely enough to get me through tonight, and enough to just to warm it up again early in the morning. As I said, I'm not banking on that to stay warm this evening. It's more just to be comfortable while I'm sitting here now. Whether I'm watching a bit of Netflix or read a few pages out of my book there. Just sitting here relaxing. Mia is over there sound asleep. So yeah, my sleep pad and sleeping bag will keep me plenty warm. I got a base layer there. I also have my bag liner. The bag itself is good for -10, and my bag liner is supposed to add an additional 7 degrees of warmth. So if I get cold with the two of that, along with my base layer, that's when out come the keys in the car, home in the bunk. But I definitely don't anticipate that being a problem. Right now it's 12 degrees inside here, and outside it's -3, so it's definitely not cold. So I'm glad I managed to get out. With my schedule with work lately, it's unbelievable how accurate it worked out that all the nice days that we've had, I've been working, and every day that I get off is 6 degrees and pouring rain, or 120 to 300 kilometer gusts. The winds that we've been getting this last year is just unbelievable. So I haven't had a chance to get out. Actually, the last time I think I slept on the ground was last fall, hunting. So it's nice to be able to get out anyways. Anyways, I'm going to sit here for another little while, let supper settle, enjoy my beer, stoke the fire a little bit, see if I can't get it to warm up another little touch. Not bad now, 12 degrees, but certainly not cold by any means, but it could be warmer. So we'll get back to you shortly. Oh boy, I tell you what, it was kind of warm in the top half of the tent, but down here on the ground, not so much. I don't know if you can see that on the screen or not, but I can see my breath. Oh my. So anyways, time for bed. I just relaxed for a little bit, had the fire going. It's nice and toasty. Like I said, the top half is about 18-19 degrees up top. There's no more than probably 3 or 4 degrees here on the ground. I think I'm going to have to invest in a cot to get myself a couple of feet higher. Anyways, bag will keep me warm. I got the dog there snuggling behind me. She'll definitely keep me warm. So, hoping to get up half early and get the fire going again, warm it up another little tiny bit, get some breakfast going, and break camp and head on home then. So far so good. The wind has dropped right off, so I mean I got no worries about any damage to the tent or the tent holding up in wind anyway. So the stove is working out pretty well. I'm after burning through probably 2/3 of the wood, so I still got lots left. So anyways folks, we'll get back with you in the morning. Good night. That's not a normal amount of smoke. I don't know what's going on. Well, I was just about asleep and I started to smell smoke, and the whole tent is just completely full of smoke. The door's open, just airing it out a bit. Smoke bailing out in front of the stove. I hauled the pipe off and checked, make sure nothing was clogged, but anyways, I guess the wood here is even worse than I thought. So, it's after midnight now, just about asleep. So I'm glad I wasn't asleep. I do have a carbon monoxide detector that I keep in there with me, just to be sure, but the smoke was something else. Mia won't even go back in the tent now. It still smells that bad of smoke. So I guess I'm not spending, well, technically it's after midnight, so I did go in and stay on the ground the last night of winter, but no, it's not going to happen for me. I can't. I mean, that stove is full enough now that I mean, it's no more full than what it was the whole night. I don't know what's going on with it. Anyways, being after midnight, I mean, I'm gonna be asleep soon. I can't trust that stove. I can't trust not the stove. I shouldn't say the stove. I can't trust whatever's going on in the stove there now. I'm sure the stove is fine. I mean, there's a piece of metal that's not. I don't know, it's either whatever way I got the wood in, or the type of wood that's in there, or whatever. I mean, I've been burning it since 2 o'clock today. Yeah, geez, that's been going now for 10 hours, and I haven't had a hitch. It was only until I was just about asleep. So, anyways, I'm gonna have to bail and come back and get it in the morning. I mean, that's it. This happens. This is also the reason why I wanted to do this for the first time somewhere close. I'm very glad that this didn't happen when, you know, if I'm a couple of kilometers back somewhere and had to hike in or snowshoe in. No, this is why when you get new gear, you test it out close. You don't test out new gear on a trip. You test it out close to home, you know, in the backyard. You know, somewhere 5-10 minutes from home, somewhere where you can park your car right next to it. I mean, absolute worst case, I get in, start up the car and just warm up, but I can't trust that stove for at least the next few hours like that. And with no wind, is not drawing the smoke out of the tent. The door, as you can see, is the door is only like 3 feet high, and the rest of the tent is significantly higher. So, oh, excuse me. So there's no way to draw all the smoke out. It's brutal. Poor old dog wouldn't even go back in. All right, folks. Oh, Jesus. As you can tell, I'm driving now. I'm on the way home. I got a headache. My stomach's sick. My throat is raw. I remember then I was just about asleep, and I smelled the smoke, and I heard Mia's bell then lifting her head up. And as soon as I opened my eyes and flicked on the light, I could barely even see across the tent. There was that much smoke, and it was that thick and that bad that I never even had a chance to get up to try and open the door. I just had to roll over and pull up on the snow skirt and try and get a gap outside in the fresh air. I had I was sticking my mouth out through the little opening, just trying to get a bit of fresh air. Man, oh man, and then trying to get Mia to come over, then I had to push her out through it, and Jesus. Anyways, like I said, I don't know what the hell happened with that. I don't know. I mean, I had a burn for 10 hours, not an issue, and then all of a sudden, just as I'm about to sleep, though, this anyways, I had to go home and take an Advil, drink some water, and get some sleep. I'm gonna go back first thing tomorrow morning and check it out times. Yeah, Jesus, 10 to 1 here now. So as you can see, the tent is still here. It didn't burn down, it wasn't stolen. I gotta figure out what happened. I gotta figure out why that happened with the stove. Yes, that's right. Figure out why that happened with the stove. It was a bit of a fright. Waking up or just about asleep, and so when I turned on the light, I couldn't see across the tent hardly, and I could barely breathe. I never even had time. No one ever had time to make it to the door. That's right. I had to lift up the skirt. You can see it's still pulled up there. I had to pull that up, stick my mouth out just to try and breathe and get me out through it. Man, oh man. Not a good time. Not a fun experience. But this is why, like I said, it's I don't take new gear on trips, like especially, I mean, substantially. You're hot in your shelter and your source of heat. It's not something you mess around with. What do you know when you're turkey? Yes, you're the turkey. Anyways, I'm going to I'll dismantle everything there now, fire it in the car, go on home, unpack everything. So it's not a total loss. I still spent most of the night in the woods. You know, lessons were learned. It was an adventure to say the least. It wasn't exactly how I planned it, but you know, that happens sometimes. You can plan as much as you want, and anything at all can happen. So anyways, I'm very tired. I still gotta go home, unpack all of this, clean it all up. I haven't unpacked anything since last night. I mean, it was 1 o'clock by the time I get out of here. So thanks for checking it out, folks. Feel free to check out my other videos on my channel if you haven't already. You can hit like, subscribe. I appreciate that. Help get the channel to grow a little bit. I'm looking forward to hitting the next milestone. I already got some great ideas for some much bigger giveaways. So if we can get me up to the next milestone, that'll be fantastic.